What is Hyperliquid and why are so many traders talking about it right now? Well, it is blockchain. It has its own token. It runs a decentralized exchange. Sounds like hundreds of other projects, right? But here's the thing. People are actually using it. Not just aping for airdrops. We're talking real volume, real trades, and real speed. Hyperliquid has quietly become one of the most active platforms for on-chain perpetuals, and the numbers don't lie. Its token, HYPE, just hit a new all-time high, almost $40. Open interest is over $12 billion, and daily active users are up to 15% in the past week alone. So what the hell is going on? Hyperliquid is a layer 1 blockchain built from scratch. Not a fork, not an LT. A custom-built chain with one purpose: to make on-chain trading fast enough to actually work. While most DeFi platforms still struggle with speed, latency, and UI that feels like it's from 2019, Hyperliquid pushed out 200,000 orders per second with finality in a single block. That's not marketing fluff, that's backed into its engine, something they call HyperCore. HyperCore handles the real work, the perpetual futures engine, the spot markets, the margin tracking, the matching logic, and it's everything on-chain. No off-chain execution, no hidden matching agents. What happens on Hyperliquid actually happens on-chain. And that's rare. Even the biggest so-called decentralized exchanges like DEX or GMX rarely on some kind of off-chain infrastructure. Hyperliquid doesn't. You click, you trade, and that action lives directly on the blockchain. Verifiable and permanent. Well, let's talk about the token, HYPE. Launched quietly without VCs or seed rounds, HYPE wasn't hyped in a traditional sense. No big influencers, no major centralized exchanges listings, no pre-sale pump and dumps. But despite that, the token has surged. So why? Because people are trading on the platform and HYPE is core to how it works. First is, every time you trade, you pay a small fee denominated in a HYPE. That creates a consistent base demand. Second is staking. HYPE holders can stake to participate in governance and to earn a cut of protocol revenues. And third, maybe the most important, credibility. This is one of the only chains where there is no VC unlock waiting to nuke the market. The community actually owns the float. As of May 2025, HYPE is one of the top performing assets in a DeFi space. It's up more than 300% in the last 30 days. One massive 1.25 billion trades alone pushed the token up to 13% in a single afternoon. You can call it hype, but it's backed by real users doing real things. Well, let's talk about HyperEVM. This is where things get wild. HyperEVM is a new layer inside of a Hyperliquid chain. It adds full Ethereum virtual machine compatibility. In plain English, it means developers can now deploy smart contracts on Hyperliquid just like they would on Ethereum or Arbitrum. But with a twist. Those contracts can interact directly with a HyperCore. That means you can build a trading bot as smart contract, or a vault strategy that manages leverage on the fly, or a new kind of a DEX aggregator that routes through on-chain perp books. It's like giving DeFi devs a new toy box. But all of it is fast, cheap, and on-chain. One example already in production. A liquidation engine that operates entirely as a smart contract, triggered automatically by HyperCore data. No oracles, no keepers, no bots, just math and blocks. Well, let's shift gears to the community and governance. Hyperliquid did something most projects are too scared to do. They skipped the VC round. There is no A16Z or Paradigm sitting on 20% of the token supply. Instead, most of the tokens went to traders and early users. Governance? Well, guys, it's already live. Hype holders propose and vote on the changes to fees, incentives, new markets, and smart contracts upgrades. Votes actually move fast. Proposals are active for just a few days, not dragged out for weeks. And since most of the chain logic is modular, approved proposals can be deployed with a minimal downtime. This speed of development is another thing people underestimate. While bigger chains spend months debating changes, Hyperliquid ship fast. In just last 90 days, they launched HyperEVM, rolled out cross-merging updates, added partial fills to their order book, and integrated with more than 1,000 new wallets. And it's not just technical speed, the user growth is catching up. According to on-chain data, daily active users on a Hyperliquid increased 15% in 1 week. That's a big number for a chain that did not rely on the click farming or fake testnet quests. These are users placing trades, earning fees, staking tokens. Few words about regulation, and yes, that part matters too. While most of DeFi protocols try to fly under the radar, Hyperliquid is already engaging with regulators. They recently submitted responses to the US CFTS inquiry on decentralization derivatives. Their position is clear code, transparent risk, no middleman. It's the kind of argument only a fully on-chain exchange can make with a straight face. That move might sound boring, but in the long term, it could be a game changer. Especially if regulators start drawing lines between real DeFi and shadowy off-chain ops. Hyperliquid is a custom Layer 1 chain that runs a real on-chain exchange. It powers a decentralized perpetual futures market that's actually fast. It uses a native token, HYPE, that traders pay fees in, stake and govern with. It recently added Ethereum compatibility through HyperEVM, and it's seeing rapid user growth, deep liquidity and massive trades. But the most important part is this: it works. You don't need to hope for a roadmap. You don't need to imagine what it might be like once it launches. It's already here. It's live and it's trading, growing. And whether you are a trader, a dev, or just someone watching the market, you can't ignore it anymore. So next time someone tells you there are no good projects left in the DeFi space, send them to Hyperliquid. And if you learned something today or just want to stay ahead of what's really going on in crypto, subscribe to Botanica Crypto Media. We are not chasing the noise, we are following the builders.